boy. Well, I'm reading you a book in a little bit of a different spot today. I'm reading it by the piano. This is what a piano is right here. Okay. And I'm reading it there because this book that I got called Pickin Peas has a little tune at the back on the piano, and it goes all through the book. So I figured we'd see what it was like, what it sounds like, and then we can sort of sing this tune. But I warn you, it's not exactly an interesting tune. It goes like this. Let's see if I can switch it around so you can see me. Pickin' peas, land on my knees. Oh wait, gotta speed it up. Heard my mama calling me right over there. That sounds pathetic. We'll try it one more time. Pickin' peas, land on my knees. Heard my mama calling me right over there. Terrible. So we're not going to exactly do that tune, but we gave it a try. Now let's go read the book. Okay? So I'm going to walk across the room and read you this book, sweetie pie. It's due tomorrow. Well, I think it's due today, so I'm taking it back tomorrow. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what it says. Pickin Peas, retold by Margaret MacDonald. Pictures by Pat Cummings. Pickin Peas. For all the kids and rabbits of Indiana, what? Jennings County, Indiana. Okay. And here we go. I'm going to read it downstairs. Don't worry at all. It's going to be fine. Hi, guys. Did you have enough, Maisie? Oh, Malcolm, I can't help but notice you're on the counter. Can't help but notice, Maisie, you're not. Okay, let's just go down here and we'll read this book. Okay, so back to the story. Sorry, I look a little bit disheveled. Little girl planted a garden of peas. Whoops. There are the pea seeds. Peas are seeds after all. Come July, those peas got ripe and ready to eat. Little girl went out in her garden, started going down the row, picking peas, singing, "Pickin' peas, put 'em in my pail." Just picking off the biggest ones. Left the little bitty ones to grow some more. See all those curly cues on it? Peas have tendrils, and they latch onto things, and they grow up them. A pesky rabbit lived down in the holler. He jumped in the row behind her, started hopping along, eating her peas, singing, "Pickin' peas, land on my knees." Every time he'd sing, he'd give a jump, and he'd land on his knees every time. He came down that row, eating up all the peas she'd left behind. There's the rabbit, even though we're looking at a big raven or crow. It's a crow. Mr. Rabbit was moving along just one row behind Little Girl. When she turned the corner at the east end of the garden and start down a row, he'd turn the corner at the west end of the garden and start up a row. Pickin' peas, land on my knees. After a while, Little Girl got to feeling like somebody was following her. Said to herself, "I think I'll cut my song off right short and see what I hear. Pickin' peas, put 'em in my..." Listened, heard. "Land on my knees." Little Girl said, "Aha! I do believe that pesky rabbit is in my garden. I do believe he's following me. I do believe he's picking my peas." She thought a minute. "I do believe if I turn back around the end of this row, I can catch him. Little girl started tiptoeing back up the row she'd already picked. There was Mr. Rabbit, hopping along down at the end of the row. She crept up behind him, very quietly. Pickin' peas, land on my knees. She reached out. Pickin' peas, land on my... Whoa! She caught him, said, Mr. Rabbit, what's that you were singing just now? Mr. Rabbit scrunched up, and he said, Ooh, I was singing, digging up roots, land on my foots. Foots, I think we say foots. That's not what you were singing, and she squeezed him harder. What were you singing? I don't like this book. Ooh, he said in a little squinchy voice, I was singing, Pickin' peas, land on my knees. That's what I thought you were singing, said Little Girl. You were eating up my peas, weren't you? Maybe. Well, you won't pick my peas anymore. I'm going to take you home, put you in a box, and keep you there until pea picking season is over. That's rude. He likes to eat too. She took that rabbit home, put him in a box. Shut the lid down very tight, cooked a mess of peas and ate them all up. Well, that was good. Then Little Girl heard Mr. Rabbit hopping around inside that box. He was singing, Pickin' peas, land on my knees. Mr. Rabbit, what's that you're doing in there? Trying to dance, but it's too crowded in here. Take me out and put me up on top of the box. I'll dance and entertain you. Hi, Maisie. You want to join us in this book, Sweetie Pie? If you put your foot there, you'll be in a mug. That's okay. Stay right there, Sweetie Pie. Let me see that. She took him out and put him up on top of the box, and he began to dance and sing. Pickin' peas, land on my knees. Heard my mama calling me right over there. Every time he sang right over there, he gave a little jump to the right. That's good dancing, said Little Girl. Put me up on that big chest by the window and I could dance even better, said the rabbit. Little Girl put him up on the big chest by the window and Mr. Rabbit started really cutting up. Pickin' peas, land on my knees, heard my mama calling me right over there. Little Girl was clapping and laughing. I love your dancing, Mr. Rabbit. Put me on that windowsill and I could really dance, said Mr. Rabbit. So Little Girl picked him up, set him down on that broad windowsill by the open window. Mr. Rabbit was jumping up and down and kicking up his heels. Pickin' peas, land on my knees. When he got to the end, he gave one tremendous leap. Heard my mama calling me right over there. And out the window he went. Mr. Rabbit ran off through the garden calling, Picked your peas and I landed on my knees, gonna eat all I want 'cause you can't catch me. I'd like to say that's the last Little Girl saw of that rabbit, but I'm afraid he was right back there the next morning, picking peas and landing on his knees. That's the way rabbits are. Just like us, they like to eat every day. The end. Okay. Now this book gets to go back to the library. Finally, I've had it out quite a long time. I love you, Sweetie Pie. I hope you have a splendid night. Oop, I need to plug it in, it says. Plug it in and go to bed. Okay, bye-bye. I love you.